the charm to convince his colleagues to get behind measures as a majority or deputy leader, the dogged cross-examination skills that ferret out the truth and close down hiding places of lies. And in all of these, the eloquence to articulate his position in a manner that cuts down his adversary and makes converts out of those who doubt. In his new calling, I know that he will deploy the right mix of talent and tact that will effectively advance the Republic's interests. And this reinvention is evident when he declared himself a no fan of microphone diplomacy, which is about fast for a politician who has wielded a megaphone all his public life. If in these troubled times what we need is a Secretary of Foreign Affairs with the knack of making a point without making an enemy, then we will find that man in Alan Peter Cayetano. It is thus with pleasure that I endorse his confirmation as Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Next to second, Senator Subiri.
Senator Subiri is recognized. Thank you, Mr. President. Honorable Chairman Aquilino Coco Pimentel III, esteemed colleagues in the House of Representatives and in the Senate, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I have the honor and privilege to stand before this honorable commission to co-sponsor the confirmation of the appointment of Senator Alan Peter Shram Cayetano as Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs. Prior to his appointment, Senator, now Secretary Cayetano, was the youngest councilor of what used to be the municipality of Taguig. After just one term, he was elected as the Vice Mayor of the same municipality and thereafter representative of the Lone District of the now city of Taguig for 3 consecutive terms. He joined his older sister, former Senator, now Congresswoman Pia Cayetano, in the upper chamber of Congress when he was elected as Senator of this Republic in 2007. I have been his batchmate ever since, with both of us joining the lower house in 1998 and the Senate also in the same year. He is a notable legislator, known for his crusade against corruption and thrust towards transparency and accountability and good governance. Mr. Chairman, to be the Secretary of Foreign Affairs takes courage, determination, and conviction to be able to represent the paramount interests of the Filipino people and the country before the international community, seeking to promote international cooperation. A representative who will not easily succumb to the demands of the majority, one who can stand by his own principles. Secretary Cayetano's impressive academic record, extensive knowledge in legislation, and unequivocal dedication to both humanitarian and public services make him more than qualified for the position of Secretary of Foreign Affairs. That is why it is with great honor I'm seconding the motion of my good friend Alan Peter Cayetano for the confirmation of this commission as Secretary of Foreign Affairs. I so move, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
The last to second, Mr. Senate President, is Senator J.B. Garza.
Senator Ejercito is recognized.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, good afternoon. In this day and age of globalization and fast-paced technology, you would want the best people to represent the Philippines in the international stage, to handle with dignity our diplomatic relations with other countries. Mr. President, I believe Senator Alan Peter Cayetano embodies these characteristics and is qualified to become our Foreign Affairs Secretary, as he is a patriot, has relevant work experience in governance and legislation, is multi-awarded, relatively young, and can passionately represent and defend the country in the diplomatic community. Senator Cayetano's track record also represents a youthful and relevant experience in public service, as he was among the youngest officials in the sphere. At 39, he was recognized for exemplary work in government and public service when he was awarded as one of the top 10 outstanding young men in 2010. Mr. President, we may not always be on the same side of the political fence all the time, but this I can say that our respect for each other has always been there. To my colleague, Senator Cayetano, huwag ka na sana masenti. I'm not referring to an initial, but huwag ka na sana masentiment. I know it's a sentimental period for you because I know that you love this August Chamber dearly, but at the same time you have to face new challenges as Secretary of Foreign Affairs. So, Mr. President, I have always known this colleague to be bold and always take into account always the welfare of the Filipino people, and his appointment will surely be a positive development to the diplomatic community. Mabuhay and Godspeed.
So, the seconds defeated the intention of the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee for a quick confirmation. Anyway, is there any objection? There's a pending motion. The motion is that for the Commission to give its consent to the appointment of Senator Alan Peter Compañero S. Cayetano as Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs. Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The Commission hereby gives its consent to the appointment of Senator Alan Peter Compañero S. Cayetano as Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Go for 1 minute suspension to congratulate them.
Session is resumed.
Mr. President, may we now proceed to continue the consideration of the recommendations of your Committee on Foreign Affairs for the consent to the appointments and confirmation of the nomination of officials in the Department of Foreign Affairs. I so move.
Is there any objection? There being none, the consideration of the recommendations of the Committee on Foreign Affairs is in order.
Mr. President, I move that Senator Panfilo Lacson, your chairman of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, be recognized again.
Senator Lacson is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Likewise, the committee deliberated on the nominations of 3 ambassadors, extraordinary and plenipotentiary, and the ad interim appointments of 2 foreign service officers of the Department of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Chairman, having evaluated their fitness and qualifications, your committee ruled that the 3 nominees and 2 appointees possess all the fitness and qualifications to the positions which they were nominated or appointed. As the chairman of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, it is my privilege and honor to recommend that the Commission give its consent to the nomination of Ambassador Wilfredo Cunanan Santos as the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Islamic Republic of Iran, with concurrent jurisdiction over the Republic of Turkmenistan and Republic of Uzbekistan. Prior to his nomination to his present post, Ambassador Santos was the Philippine Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the State of Qatar. He started his diplomatic career as a Foreign Service Officer 4 in 1994 and has worked his way up in the hierarchy to assume significant posts in the Department of Foreign Affairs. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion for the Commission to give its consent to the appointment of Wilfredo Cunanan Santos, Chief of Mission Class 2, as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Islamic Republic of Iran, with concurrent jurisdiction over the Republic of Turkmenistan and the Republic of Uzbekistan. Is there any objection? The chair hears none, and therefore the Commission gives its consent to the appointment of Wilfredo Cunanan Santos, Chief of Mission Class 2, as our Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Islamic Republic of Iran, with concurrent jurisdiction of the Republic of Turkmenistan and the Republic of Uzbekistan.
I also move that the Commission give its consent to the appointment of Ambassador Bernardita Leonida Catalia as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Republic of Lebanon. For 24 years, Ambassador Catalia has been with the Philippine Foreign Service. She held various posts in the DFA since 1994, particularly at the Philippine embassies in Malaysia, Indonesia, and most recently in Hong Kong as the Consul General of the Philippines. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
So the motion is that we give our consent to the appointment of Bernardita Leonida Catalia, Chief of Mission Class 2, as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Republic of Lebanon. Is there any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Likewise, this representation recommends that the Commission give its consent to the appointment of Attorney Adnan Villaluna Alonto as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with concurrent jurisdiction over the Republic of Yemen. Attorney Alonto is the son of the late Senator Ahmad Damokao Alangadi Alonto, who was known as the only Muslim elected to the House of Representatives and subsequently to the Senate in the 1950s. The late senator was also named among one of the 100 world's greatest Islamic leaders of the 20th century. Having reviewed his credentials and documentary requirements, I recommend that the Commission give its consent to the appointment of Attorney Adnan Villaluna Alonto as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, with concurrent jurisdiction over the Republic of Yemen. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion that the Commission give its consent to the appointment of Adnan Villaluna Alonto as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with concurrent jurisdiction of the Republic of Yemen with the salary and emoluments of a Chief of Mission Class 1. Is there any objection? There being none, the motion is approved.
Mr. Chairman, it is also my privilege and honor to recommend that the plenary approve the ad interim appointments of the two Foreign Service officers, namely Mr. Robert Eric Alabado Borge as Foreign Service Officer Class 1. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
The motion is that the Commission confirm the ad interim appointment of Robert Eric Alabado Borge, Foreign Service Officer Class 1 in the Department of Foreign Affairs. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved.
And lastly, Mr. Jim Gabrilio Minglana as Foreign Service Officer Class 2. I so move, Mr. Chairman.
There is a motion that the Commission confirm the ad interim appointment of Jim Gabrilio Minglana, Foreign Service Officer Class 2 in the Department of Foreign Affairs. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved. Congratulations to all concerned.
Mr. President, there being no other matter to discuss, I move that we adjourn.
Is there any objection? There being none, the session is hereby adjourned.